What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm back, and I'm gonna do something that I've been meaning to do the last two Sundays, which Sundays is the top five. I kind of keep forgetting about it. Sometimes I forget Fail Friday is Fail Friday, but this people always asking me about what movies do I like, what movies on Netflix. So I figured I'd go ahead and do a commentary about my top five favorite movies and why they're there and why they hold that rank. To me, an all-time favorite movie should have a couple things. It shouldn't rely heavily on action, because how many times can you get excited watching the same thing? Two, it should be somewhat story-driven, obviously. And three, it should be anytime it would come on, you'd have to sit down and watch it. Those are the criteria that it takes to make the top five of these movies. So without further ado, let's go ahead and step into number five. My number five pick would be American Beauty. American Beauty is a movie that I kind of was skeptical when it first came out. I didn't see it in theaters. It came out in '95, so I was a little young back then. I was kind of more into baseball and Final Fantasy than I was American Beauty. I didn't actually see American Beauty till it came on HBO because we had the home box office in my house. And so HBO back then, they would play the same movies over and over and over again, like in case you didn't see them the other 1,500 times. And I actually called American Beauty then. Now, American Beauty, if you haven't seen it, it's a tale of people that have their lives change. And Kevin Spacey does it flawlessly the entire movie. I don't want to give too much away for people that haven't already seen it. But Thora Birch is in it, and she plays her part beautifully, and it's renowned for having the paper bag scene in it. But if you've never seen American Beauty, you should give it a try because it's a movie that's fun all the way through. It's a movie when it first comes on, you know you're in for a good ride. And how many movies have you seen? Can you say that? If you haven't seen American Beauty, do yourself a favor. That's why I made it in at top five at number five. Number four. I actually thought long and hard about the other four of these movies. As soon as I thought about a top five, American Beauty was the first one that popped in my head, but I knew it wasn't my best one. And I always know what number one is. So I pretty much only had to pick 2 through 4. Number 4 is Unforgiven. Unforgiven is the quintessential Western. It's Clint Eastwood at his best, directing and acting, and it was done after the spaghetti westerns. Even though The Man with No Name series was by far what most people consider superior, I liked Unforgiven because it shows a rowdy gritness to it. And I like the fact that it doesn't overblow anything. One thing I don't like watching in movies is I don't like seeing fight scenes that are over embellished. Like, I don't like seeing somebody throw a shotgun up, spin it around 8 times, then blow 2 guys away. I never liked that. But Unforgiven does the equivalent of that in a real life scenario. How many people can actually forget some of the scenes that happened in this movie, such as the hooker getting her face cut up, or the fact is, or the gun scene between Little Bill and William Money in the hotel? Memorable scenes that will probably live forever in movie magic. If you haven't seen Unforgiven, you're missing a great one. Probably the best Western ever made. Number 3. This one right here is kind of a mute one. It was actually brought back up in the Grindhouse, and it is a movie that came out in 1971, and it's called Vanishing Point. Vanishing Point is a gearhead movie. That's exactly what it is. It's for people who like Mopar, it's for people who like fast cars, and it's people who like American heritage. And I find myself very addicted to the characters in the movie. They have a DJ named Super Soul in the movie, and he plays a wide range of music. It was mildly popular in the 70s, but even then in the 70s it was kind of, hit or miss. It's kind of like a soul station. And when Super Soul came on and that music came on, regardless of what you liked, it put a smile on your face. So it continually throughout the entire movie. What is the movie about? Well, the movie's about an ex-cop / ex-race car driver that gets high on speed and basically takes a bet that he can make it through 2 states almost overnight. And he does it with a 1970 Dodge Challenger with a 440. Obviously, that's the car I've always said that's my dream car, and a lot of that came from the Vanishing Point movie. I remember seeing this movie at a very young age, and it's always stayed with me, and it's a movie that I watch every time it comes on, when it rarely does come on anymore. They've actually remade it once, and they're remaking it again very soon with the new Dodge Challengers. Number 2, Lifeboat. If anybody's actually ever followed me or know anything about me, Woody hates black and white movies. He does not like black and white movies whatsoever. He detests them in all favor of being. But Woody's kind of a creature of, Woody's a simple creature when it comes to entertainment. He likes something fun. He likes something colorful. That's why one of his qualms with the Treyarch-based Call of Duties, because they kind of drab in the color palette. Well, on Painkiller Ready, I told Woody that color does not make a movie. What makes a movie is the storyline. And the movie example that I picked was Lifeboat. Lifeboat came out in 1948. It was a movie by Alfred Hitchcock, and it's probably one of the best examples of character-driven narrative ever to grace the silver screen. Because the whole movie takes place on a lifeboat. There's no other props. There's nothing of that sort. It's just a bunch of people sitting around in a circle that just deny each other. I can go ahead and get you the setup for this movie, and if you want to see a great one, you should watch it. You can probably find it anywhere on the internet. Basically, a German U-boat at the end of World War II slams a hospital ship, a British hospital ship with 2 torpedoes. The hospital ship hits the submarine with a drum, and they end up sinking each other. There's one lifeboat gets off of it, and there's a wide range of characters, including somebody on the actual German submarine that makes it to the lifeboat. As boring as the movie might sound, it's actually very interesting. Just take a look at Lifeboat. And number 1, my all-time favorite movie. This one was a no-brainer. And the reason it's a no-brainer, but mainly because of the impact of my childhood. And how, basically imagination and, movie magic was a whole big part of my childhood. And number 1 has to be Alien. The reason Alien's on this, mainly because even to this day, I watch it probably once a week. I do. I mean, when I'm sitting around wondering about ideas, I'll have Alien turned on, or I'll have, the audio commentary turned on. And it's not so much that the movie is a marvel, but it's a movie that laid the foundation of horror movies as we know it today. It very much created the claustrophobic genre. Obviously, you can say Night of the Living Dead created it, but Alien perfected it. And a lot of movies have copied Alien over the years. And they're recently putting the prequel out, Prometheus, which is the ship they find the xenomorphs on in the beginning of Alien, and it comes out this Friday. And I'm very excited about it. In Alien, it just shows the overcoming. You have somebody get double crossed. You have a corrupt company. You have all this backstory that you get nothing about, and then you're stuck on a ship with a monster that you pretty much can't kill because he'll bleed out and destroy the ship. Very cool movie, very good directing, very good casting. I'm hoping that Ridley Scott can basically reinvent this movie again in the form of Prometheus, and hopefully take the Alien series back to new heights, because the Alien vs. Predator shit was watered down as fuck. But that's be my top 5 movies of all time. If you don't agree with this list, it's probably more something how they impacted you in life. Different people have different movies, and my movies are there for that reason and that reason only. And as always, it's been your boy Wings of Redemption, and I'm out here 5000. Peace, pimp.